Hello everybody, this is Morus alba of the Moraceae. Alba meaning white, Moraceae being the mulberry family. This is white mulberry. To identify it, the leaf is alternate along the twig. There's only one leaf at each node. It's simple, so there's only one blade structure for each node, or excuse me, for each leaf. It's variously lobed. Remember, that's heterophyly. We saw it in sassafras, where you have some leaves that are, for example, this one has no lobes. This one has several lobes. This one has many lobes, and I'll have pictures on the screen to help drive that point home. But this has many variations on the lobes, really within one branch, but especially upon the whole tree. The margin of the leaves are coarsely serrate or sometimes crenate, so it's not a very fine serration like you'll see in Prunus serratina, but they're very large teeth, which is also a good characteristic to differentiate it from other plants. It's very smooth and hairless on both sides, which is important when differentiating it from our native red mulberry. If you turn the leaf over, you'll see these very bright white veins, but that's not quite where it gets its name from. It gets its name from the fact that some fruit are white at maturity. And the leaves, to me, generally have a very shiny look. If you wave them back and forth in the light, you can kind of see that. If you were to break a leaf off, where it connects at the twig, you'll see a white milky sap start to form. And that's typical of plants within the Moraceae, I believe. Definitely typical of white and red mulberry. The bark is orange-brown both when it's young and when it's at maturity. As it starts to age, it gets vertical cracks that go up the tree, and those are also a bright orange color. So if you're kind of stuck on this or a different mulberry, you could look at the bark, and if it's a bright orange color, that's very typical of white mulberry. The fruit, which you don't have to identify by, it's a multiple of drupelets, which is an important distinction, should we ask you that on a quiz, and they are violet or sometimes white at maturity. They will mature in early summer, having flowered in early spring, and they are edible, which is good to know. This tree is native to China. It was introduced in colonial times as food for silkworms, and it is found commonly in disturbed or wet areas, such as along stream banks, but you'll find this pretty much everywhere where there's been some disturbance. And this is Morus alba, white mulberry of the Moraceae.